What's up, NBA bros? Maine-iac here with another NBA pick video, and if you hear some noise in the background, it is just the NFL Combine going on because there's some exciting stuff happening and some exciting performances so far. But anyway, I digress. This is the NBA, and we pick NBA games here. Now, first is on the screen. As you can see here, we got the Memphis Grizzlies against the Orlando Magic. Two teams that are battling out for the worst record in the NBA, and they are willingly tanking. So this game should be awesome. It should look like a good game, but it's probably just going to be who tries to lose more is the question. I think Orlando manages to win this one, with the Grizzlies being 18-43, a half a game ahead of the Magic for the worst record. I think a loss here for the Grizzlies puts them a game and a half ahead for the worst record, and I think it really benefits them there, I guess. Orlando's favored by 7.5. I think they win and cover. I think the Grizzlies will probably do anything they can to lose. And you have the Nuggets at the Cavaliers. This game should be very, very interesting indeed. Note on Kevin Love, I should say. He is progressing a lot faster through his rehab or whatever, and I think they said he could be ready 2 to 3 weeks beforehand, like where they thought he would be out before, which is good news. Nuggets, really young, really athletic, really good. But I'm going to go with Cleveland here. They'll probably disappoint me yet again. I think they'll win and cover the 4.5 point spread. And then you have the Pistons at the Heat. Pistons need to win this one if they want to make the playoffs. And yes, I'm making that bold proclamation right here. The Heat is probably the team, or the Miami Heat are probably the team that the Pistons would most likely pass to get the 8th seed. Now, that's what makes this game important. Currently, they are 3 games behind Miami. A loss here puts them 4 behind with less than 20 games remaining. And that doesn't sound like a lot, but if the Heat could consistently be 5-5 through the last 20 games, like 5-5 and then 4-4 or whatever left, it would make the Pistons have to go 8-2, 7-3, and I don't think the Pistons can do that. So a win here makes that a little bit easier. I think the Pistons pull off the upset. I don't know why. I'm probably going to be dead wrong saying that. And then at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on ABC, 5:30 p.m. Pacific time for those of you, or 7:30 p.m. Central if you are a Houston Rockets fan, we have the Boston Celtics traveling to Houston to take on the Rockets. Rockets favored by 8 in this one. I honestly think, as a Celtics fan, I think the Rockets will win and cover. That last game was interesting. Of note in the last game, Harden said after the game, "How am I supposed to get open with a guy wrapping his arms around me?" But if you look at the tape, of the incident he's referring to, Smart only had his arms kind of not wrapped around him, but around him. You know what I mean? Just boxing him out and shit. And Harden got pissed. So I look at Smart to be big when it comes to guarding James Harden tonight. Guarding Harden. So I think the Rockets win that one. I think the difference maker there, because I think Chris Paul versus Kyrie is cool. Jaylen Brown and Marcus Smart versus James Harden is not even. Harden obviously has the advantage here. I think the difference here is going to be Baines against Capella, or Horford against Capella, whoever's guarding him. I think that's going to be the difference maker here. You can't let them get inside. Make them shoot the 3, and hope to God they miss. That's really the only way you can beat Houston, especially with the defensive. Well, I should say, especially with the porous rebounding team that the Celtics have. As hard as that is to say. They have the Lakers at the Spurs. Spurs favored by 5 in this one. They are playing at home, and they are considerably better at home here. Now, the Spurs have been doing kind of booty in the last 5 games. In the last 5 games, they've lost 4. The only team that they beat was Cleveland. They lost to Denver twice before and after the All-Star break. They lost to New Orleans just a couple days ago. But the Lakers have been on a tear. They beat Dallas, they beat Sacramento, they beat Atlanta. All of those kind of bad teams, so it's not really much to say. But they beat Miami as well. And if you look at the matchup here, you got Patty Mills versus Lonzo. You got Ingram versus, or you got Kuzma possibly against LaMarcus Aldridge if he's healthy. That's good. I'm going to pick the Lakers here in the upset. Not saying it's going to happen, but if the Lakers, catch people by surprise, they could rattle off a win streak, maybe lose. If they lose 3 or 4 more games and somehow manage to win the rest, they could very well sneak their way into the playoffs. Then you have the Thunder at the Trailblazers. Thunder are underdogs here. Trailblazers favored by 4.5. BPI actually has the Trailblazers at a whole 57% chance to win, well, 56.8. I'm going to pick Russell Westbrook in the Thunder win. I like them in the upset here, especially when you consider Western Conference seeding. These two teams are tied. A loss here ties the Trailblazers to the Thunder in the loss column, putting the Thunder 2 ahead in the win column. A win here ties the Trailblazers and Thunder in the win column, but it also puts the Thunder 2 behind in the loss column, which is not good. That's hard to come over, especially when it's the Trailblazers who would have 2 remaining games, so they'd have to have them lose both. I think the Thunder win this one. It's a very, very important game for the Western Conference seeding. Near the Jazz at the Kings. Speaking of importance, the Jazz are trying to sneak into the playoffs. They need this one over the Kings, and they should get it. They're favored by 7 here. They should win and cover. Also, guys, I'm not the one who usually says thoughts and prayers when someone's sick, because I think it's more of a personal matter for them, but I'm not asking for thoughts and prayers and stuff like that, but my father is getting rushed to the ER for the 2nd time this month. Well, not March, in the last, I should say 28 days or so. So, just thoughts. Keep him in your thoughts, I guess. You don't have to, state, oh, he's in my prayers, oh, I pray for you, stuff like that. No, just keep him in your thoughts, wish him well, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.